Why do like honestly, some good fathers sometimes be damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yeah, like LaVar Ball and Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Like why do the good fathers get, like well, you using your kid or whatever? Well, so what? That man went to work and made sure they ate, you know what I'm saying, he just didn't want them to grow up and have to live like him. Yeah. Ain't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want them to work in a steel
mill. He
mirror.
showed them their talent. He helped them with their talent, and that's what they did, man. Yeah. I don't think nothing was wrong with that, but
you know what?
Peace. Kofa, Growth Talk Entertainment. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy May 1st. Today is May 1st, 2026. The time is now 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A. Not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Thank you all for being in here. Go ahead and get the general housekeeping out the way. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats, super stickers. If you don't want to donate monetarily, go ahead and slide on over to growthtalkent.com, growthtalkent.com. Go ahead and get your merch over there. No, I'm not wearing any tonight because, again, it's starting to warm up just a little bit. So don't have a hoodie on tonight. But go ahead and slide over to growthtalkent.com. If you don't want to donate monetarily, hit the like button. The like button is free. Everybody know how to use the like button. Take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. It's free.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Go ahead and hit y'all with Randy before we get into the shout outs. Now that we got the general housekeeping out the way, and we're going to get to cooking.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
bring it back on me. Let's go ahead and holler at these super chats. Shout outs. I'm going to get your super chat. BT, I see you, brother. Brother Malika first in the shoot tonight. Salute to you, good brother. He says, peace, Kofa, and the chat.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
BT says, Lex and I was talking about Joe Jackson and what if he didn't push his kids.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Matter of fact, you get a...
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
We're going to get to that in a second. Let me go ahead and get your super chat with the $5 bomb from BT already. He says, when you get a chance. I already know what time it is, brother. I got it locked and loaded for you. Where are we at? There we go.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners. How could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors. How can I choose?
You running? You running in the wrong direction, ma.
Back on me. Appreciate that $5 bomb, and I'm gonna hit you with. BT already coming in here trolling and fucking hating. You see, I got my Knicks colors up, the orange, the blue. You know what time it is. Y'all see it. I told you not to wear that bum ass hat. Sorry, bro. You already knew what time. I wasn't even gonna wear the hat until you said something. Then it made me think about it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Emperor in the building says, Big Brother Kofa, salute to you as well, brother. I appreciate you being in here. He says, let's cook. Yes, sir, we're about to. Bring it back to BT. He says, Lex and I was talking about Joe Jackson and what if he didn't push his kids. So I have to ask the question tonight. Are good black fathers villainized for the mistakes they made? Answer it in the chat. Answer it in the comments if you're on the replay game. Are good black fathers villainized for the mistakes they made? We've heard every story under the sun where Joe Jackson was heavy-handed with the belt. We'll get into that later on. Don't go anywhere because I do want to read an excerpt of a portion of a speech that Michael Jackson gave at Oxford University where he was talking about he finally understood his father and he decided to give him some grace. So appreciate you guys being in here. Let's go ahead and start cooking. Y'all know I don't do math in public, so I'm going to let the internet do it for me. Let's get into some numbers.
conducted by the Center for Disease Control, the myth that black men are absent fathers was dispelled. When news outlets report on black fatherhood, it's often depicted as a crisis, further reinforcing the idea that black men are not there to raise their children. But the data that the CDC gathered paints quite a different picture. In the study built upon years of research, the results indicated that black dads are actually more involved with their kids on a daily basis than other racial groups. From changing diapers to playing with their children to helping with homework, black fathers were statistically more hands-on than white and Latino fathers. Tara Culp-Bressler of Think Progress noted that equal numbers of black dads and white dads tend to agree that it's important to be a father who provides emotional support, discipline, and moral guidance. There's one area of divergence in the way the two groups approach their parental responsibilities. Black dads are even more likely to think it's important to financially provide for their children. The study also compared dads that were living with their kids and those who were not, and black fathers were still significantly more present.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
But the myth is still going. That black fathers aren't present. I'm in a back and forth somewhat on Instagram. I'll bring that up maybe at the end of the night. I'm definitely going to bring it up tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow's live at 12 o'clock. Don't miss tomorrow's live. We're constantly villainized for doing the things that everybody is telling us that black men should do. First, they want to tell us that we need to be present. Then they want to tell us how we need to be present. Then if we're a little bit heavy-handed, then we need to take a step back. When we take a step back, then it's like we're not even there. Give you a personal story. You know I always do. I'm doing some stuff with my son, and my mom tries to intervene. I'm like, Mama, stop. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Mind you, my son is 3 at the time. He just turned 4 back in April. He's back in March, excuse me. We just finished April. He's 3 at the time, and I'm telling my Mama, basically back off. I know what I'm doing, especially with a boy. And she said, well, you ain't never did this before. Like I don't have a whole 22-year-old daughter that I gave you as a fucking grandchild. No. So I have to remind her, you know that girl lived with me, right? But her immediate response was, you don't know what you're doing because you weren't there. When I tell you that shit crushed my fucking soul, not because it was true, but because my mother's immediate fucking response was, you weren't there just because I'm a black father. I have tore up those in the Atlanta or the southern region, Alabama, Georgia. You know what Highway 85 is. It goes all the way from Alabama all the way up to the top of North Carolina. I can drive Highway 85 north and south fucking blind. Because I was back and forth seeing my child. We just saw the numbers. Even for fathers that were not in the home, we're still fucking present. But because that shit is set on automatic and has always been the narrative, our own women, my own mother, looked me in the face and was like, you weren't there. Mind you, I'm the one that taught my daughter to sit on the pot. Having to pretend I have a vagina and sit up there and try to teach her how to pat herself clean. But again, nobody remembers that shit. That said, let's roll into Joe Jackson. We're going to kick it off with Joe. Since he's one of the most famous fathers that were heavy-handed, that were doing too much. But again, there was mention of Deion Sanders and LaVar Ball.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Let's go.
I worked 2 jobs almost 10 years. Well, they had a lot of problems at that time, you know, with a lot of crime and stuff. And that's one of the reasons that I was able to keep my kids at home. I know Michael always complained, but he never did have a childhood. He had a wonderful childhood. Why I say that? Because his childhood, he was there with his brothers and sisters. He always played with them. I just didn't want him out there playing with the kids and stuff that always in the trouble. Mm-hmm. And they were, some of those kids are in prison. Some of them are dead. Mm-hmm. And mine never was that. In raising those kids, I raised them close. They was able to entertain each other, and And I thought that was good. They didn't have to go out there in the streets. They wasn't locked up like some of the other people or robbing people. They never did none of that stuff.
Shout out to Joe.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Shout out to Joe. Gave the list of the things that black people have been struggling with in our community forever and a day. Incarceration, gang violence, robbing people, and drugs. And my kids never did none of that. No. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Who in here? Moving Silence in the building. He says, we're vilified for existing. Damn, did New York exercise 1994? Indeed, they did. Indeed, they did. LXST in the building. Salute to you, good brother. He says, peace, peace, nephew. BT says, wow. Now, it's several interviews that we have all seen that, oh, yeah, Joe was mean. He was this, that. Michael has said it. The other kids have said it. They've also said positive things about his father. I believe it was either Jermaine or Randy. It was doing an interview. He was like, yeah, my dad always kept us busy, whether we had to paint the house or something like that. So we never really had time to go out there and get in trouble. And on top of that, some of the other boys in the neighborhood that were getting in trouble, he would have them come over to the house and help us out. So that's what their friends outside the house would do, is come over there. Okay, cool. He's going to keep that sphere of influence over them. For whatever reason, people have an issue with black men being in control, even in our own household. So once again, are we vilified? All the time. As Moving Silent just said, we're vilified for existing. Let's keep on going. Emperor says, bro, my daughter's mom is trying to villainize me because I don't agree with her about ADHD medicine. My daughter is a straight A student, and now she is going against the parenting visitation plan. If I had a dime for every brother that I have talked to that I know wasn't in the household, but were present fathers, and told that same story of the mother going against the visitation and the parenting plan, I'd be a very rich man, and I would not be on YouTube. No. Every other brother I know has had a baby mama divorcee situation, has had to fight against that parenting plan and visitation plan. And the court and the police, even with documentation, will sit up there and act like shit wasn't said. I hate that for you, bro. Keep fighting, man. Emperor says, she's not letting me speak to my daughter and threatening not to bring her to Georgia. These are the threats. I'm going to get into some of this shit tomorrow when I talk about Funky Dineva in the comments he made. So y'all make sure y'all here tomorrow at 12. We're going to pin that. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Brother Malika says, Kofa, our leadership, guidance, and problem solving isn't respected. It's only seen as beneficial for them and seen only as a utility. Indeed, brother. BT says, Gary, Indiana is hood. I worked out there for a month and my coworkers were scared to death to go get lunch. Shout out to Joe for making a plan to get out.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Sister Almond in the building. Where we at? Bam, there we go.
You go, girl!
Appreciate you being here. She says, hey y'all, Illmatic. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I'm from Alabama and Georgia, but I'm in a New York state of mind. Go Knicks. You see Deadpool back there with it. You see Illmatic. You already know what time it is, and you see the Knicks colors. I'm going to keep on trolling BT all night. Let's keep on going. So we heard from Joe Jackson. Speaking of Illmatic, speaking of Nas, speaking of New York, this is Nas talking about the joy he felt with having his father play on his first album.
My pops plays music that was from his time. So when I listen to it, it's a story about our ancestry. So that means a lot to me. And my music is of my time. So, you know, he probably has a whole different feeling about music as a whole, seeing it come from a place where, you know, I wasn't around. You know, it was when he was a kid all the way up to where it is now. So I definitely had to do something with him because it's my pops and he does music. And, you know, I just felt like, wow, this is good changing. Things are changing around. I want you on my record, you know. And you know. So I asked him to play something cool that sounded like what he remembers when I was a kid. And just whatever that is, play that. And that's what he did. It was his feeling on how he felt about it. So I was just really appreciating the moment and appreciating the fact that he would get into that space and play something. And it was just great to hear that.
Back on me. Salute to Nas. Salute to OG Olu, Nas's father, for hopping on that record. And you hear the way he speaks about it. And this is the thing. A lot of times as men, you think your dad's being hard on you. You think he's being tough on you until you get a family of your own. As Emperor just stated, until you get a woman of your own, till you have children of your own, till you have a household of your own. Now he has this record of his own, and they would later go on to do a song called Bridge the Gap, where his dad is taking his style from what he knew, Nas is taking his style from what he knew, and they were able to blend it, and we got a fucking classic record. And we got a couple of other tracks that Olu was in the background playing the trumpet on. But I had to share that because here's an adult man talking about the love he has for his father, for the work that he was willing to put in for him. That's his album. But it's just amazing, like, oh shit, my dad's on my album. I have a song, I should have played it tonight. We might have to circle back to it. We might have to do a part 2 to this. I have a song that I wrote for my dad, and that's one of the 3 times I've seen my father shed a tear. I don't know what he was going through, but I woke up early one morning, I called him praying, and he was just in tears. There was another time, I forgot, I think my grandmother had got real sick. So he got a lot of that shit out. Cause I didn't see him cry when she actually passed. And then it was when I played him that song. And this was 20-year-old Kofa playing him a song, and he didn't know it. I had took his voice from a message he had played me. He had left me on the phone, and I put it in the track. So having your dad on a song, I can relate to that, because it's like, I got this idea, I put it together. After my boy finished mixing it down, shout out to Bow Fam if y'all need any type of recording or mixing. And that shit just came out like fucking magic. I really should have played that song tonight, but again, trying to piece together the clips, it slipped my mind. But just hearing Nas talk about, this is the stuff he used to do when I was a kid. And now I'm a grown man and he's listening to it. And we're getting ready to get into some of these stair-step teachable moments that fathers are giving their sons. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Brother Malika says, most black women don't want men to give real masculine structure and problem solving for their children. They only want us to pick up the pieces without question, logic, and disciplinary guidance.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Jay-Z says, that's dope. Indeed it is, good brother. Appreciate you being in here. Let's keep on going. Let's get into Dion.
I'm a divorced father, but I didn't stop fathering. Right. One custody of my kids, and I never stopped fathering. You know, by myself, working at CBS and working at the NFL Network, never stopped fathering. So I've been there the whole time. So no matter what life presents you, don't stop doing what you've been called to do. Never stop fathering. I built my life around my kids. Yeah. The moves I made was based on my babies, not me. They was based on what was good for them. So I take pride in that. Man, ain't no baby daddy. I'm a father. You know why they jumped on LaVar Ball? Because he was president.
No.
And he was speaking up for his baby.
It's true.
He's like, I'm gonna tell y'all, my son's gonna be this, my son's gonna be that. They ain't believe him. 2 first rounders later.
Yep.
You gotta give him love, man.
100%.
You gotta give him love. You gotta give Ron love.
Yes.
You can say what you want. He's been there.
Yes.
He's supposed to pave the road. He's supposed to pave the way for his baby. He's supposed to do that. Yep. Last time I checked, everybody else doing it.
Yeah.
Ain't no fun if the homie can't have none, huh?
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Notice, this is the adornment of a father. We know he got daughters, but we really know that he has sons. And he says, I structured my life around my babies. they still his boy. He know they're grown men. Everything he done put in them, he wanted them to get to the league. He wanted them to be whatever successful man they were going to be in life. But they still his babies. And that's, Emperor, that one might have been for you, bro. Let me bring it back on me. Emperor, that might have been for you, bro. I know you're going through a tough time right now. Trust me, I am too. I've shared my story with me trying to get custody of my son. Structure your life around your child. Same thing I did with my daughter. When she used to stay with her mom, even the decisions and moves I was making, what if something happens to her mom? Not wishing anything bad on her, but what if something happens to her and I have to get my daughter overnight, just like that? Certain situation came up, guess what? I had to get my daughter overnight, just like that. She was 10 years old, overnight. My baby mama's still here. Nothing that bad happened, but it was where she couldn't get her to and from school. My daughter was supposed to come stay with me for 2 weeks, and she ended up staying 2 years. I went overseas for 1.5 years, some change, came back, and then I ended up getting physical custody of her for the rest of her high school year. So taking it back to when my mom was like, you weren't there, that was a gut punch for me, because there's 12 years of school. My daughter lived with me for 6. So daddy was already present, even if I wasn't in the household, because her mom had gotten married. But I was still present, bro. Structure your life around your children. And BT told me something when I was on his podcast, Wins and Lessons. And I was like, bro, it was a point in time that I thought about giving up my parental rights. Because for those that don't know, I didn't find out I had a son until 2 years in. He was 2 years old when I found out about him, and his mom decided to tell me about him. She got into some shit. And again, overnight, I'm a brand new dad all over again. I got a brand new baby boy that's 2 years old. And BT told me, he was like, bro, think about how foul your life would have been if you didn't pick up that responsibility. Nothing else you would have tried to do going forward wouldn't have worked, because you wouldn't have took care of your responsibility as a father. And that shit has always stayed with me. And something that RBN, salute to TJ, through the 5 podcast, salute to that brother, something he told me one night: you have to love your child more than you hate the mother.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Structure your life around your kids, bro. I promise you, you will be blessed. All the hell I'm going through fighting for this boy, I've been fighting for him back and forth with the court more so than his mama for 2 years. Finally got her served last week. I just got the letter in the mail today. So now I got to prepare to go into court and actually fight to get full custody of my son, because I know I'm going to be a better parent than his mother is. But that's who I laid down with. That's who I made a child with. It is what it is. But my son will have. I'm going to be in his life. Even if the court decided to give us split custody or whatever the case may be, I'm going to be that present father. Let's keep on going. Emperor says big facts. Brother Malika says facts. Emperor says I needed that. All good, brother. We all need that pat on the back. Sometimes a kick in the ass sometimes. Emperor says they never understand that we have to make moves so the kids can be great. Indeed. And with that said, let's keep on rolling.
I was raised by a single father.
Right. So you know how to be a dad.
I don't know. I didn't even get to that. But my dad raised me.
Right.
And back then in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't just no single dads raising no kids like that. No. Not many, rare. He was like one of few.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't think of one right now off the top right now. Actually, but besides you,
it wasn't going. So it was. I already my mind was already, this is what my daddy did. I know what I got to do.
Right.
Yeah, your foundation was set up
it was already set up thanks to him.
Let's talk about that. How your dad set you up? Because I know you, so I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, say he got to go somewhere or something, and you young, and you ain't got no food. Like, what?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story right now. I was about 10, maybe 11. I'm gonna say 10 though. 9 or 10. He come downstairs, boom, throw about $100 on the table. I'm like, oh yeah, it's me, yeah. He looked at me, he said, go grocery shopping. I'm like, what you mean go grocery shopping? Go grocery shopping. I'm like, man, I don't know what to get. He said, you know what we eat, right?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to his pops. Got to pause it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
We gonna keep this real simple, son. Go grocery shopping. I don't know what to get. You know what we eat. However long it take you, take the money that I just gave you and go do this thing. Didn't give him some great task of replastering the wall or changing out a transmission. This is something you've been doing every day. His pops did that shit for a reason. Has this boy just been eating off him, or has he been paying attention? And he know how he raised his son. So the first thing he responded with was, you know what we eat. Let's keep going.
I said, yeah, I know. Well, you know what to get. Go get the food and come back.
Love that.
And I was like, well, how I'm supposed to get the food back?
That's real gangster shit right
carry
there.
It.
Yeah. No, real talk.
Carry it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Walked to the grocery store, got what we needed, and the people looking at me and they're like, and that's when I met one of my big homies, Big Brett. I love for life. He was in high school working there at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was in high school working there, and I'm just shopping. Boom, got the groceries, came back. He said, now you know how to grocery shop. Hey, check it out. Hey, check it out. My daddy never stepped foot in the grocery store ever since. Even when he had to pick me up from school, he'd come get me, and maybe on the way home or something. If he didn't make me walk home, because I walked home most of the day,
right,
but if it was just one of them days, come on, we're going grocery shopping. Here. And he'd sit in the car and read the paper.
Right.
Until I finish.
Right. He raised you to be a man.
Setting you up. Yeah. Do it
Taught
right.
me how to cook.
Right.
This what you cook. The basics. And then after that, he ain't got what I'm cooking for.
Right.
If you know how to cook.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Learn some more stuff from auntie, uncle, my grandma and all them. And now I'm doing all the cooking.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Sit. Gave him a foundation to stand on. Gave him a launching pad. Been under the weather, excuse me. Gave him a launching pad. Gave him a foundation to stand on and keep building. Well, shit, I know how to grocery shop. Then he shows him how to cook. Oh, shit, you know how to cook. You got it. Then he starts picking pieces here or there. But his father gave him the foundation. And so we build. Going back to the thumbnail. Everything we have done. The brothers out there in this chat, people on the replay, people that may see this online somewhere, everything Black fathers have done is to build you into being a better person. And again, especially for the men, no other man wants you to be better than them except for your father.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Get some of y'all comments. LX says, and look at Brian McKnight. They hate when you flex your power, especially against traitors within the family. Indeed, good brother. Emperor says, Floyd from the TV show Smart Guy never gets the credit that Uncle Phil or Carl Winslow get. They are all great, but Floyd was a single father with 3 kids.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Peace, Theo, again. What's up, brother? Jerome in the building. He said, what up, fam? I appreciate you checking in for Facebook. We are live on Facebook as well. Let me see. Brother Malika says his father was teaching him how to be sufficient and independent. His father also taught him how to be a man who can hold it down for himself. How you gonna hold down a family and you can't do shit for yourself? This is why I take umbrage with some of that bullshit that Funky Dineva said, and that Dondre, I forgot the brother's last name, the actor. I'll get into that shit because he agreed with him, and other brothers out there that I'm looking in these Instagram chats and online. That black men are a cancer, that we're this kind of fucked up, we're so far behind, and everything under the sun. My question was, is, and will continue to be, why the fuck you don't ever talk about a Kofa? Why don't you ever talk about a BT? Why don't you ever talk about a Malika? Why don't you ever talk about an Emperor? Why? Why is all the highlighted portions of black masculinity, black manhood, always about some fuck ass nigga that's moving like a little ass boy? Y'all keep that bullshit narrative going. Kofa's tired of it, so I'm gonna do my level set best to give you counterpoints. I'm tired of that shit. Let's keep on rolling. Again, we got an average everyday brother. That could have been me, you up there talking about our fathers. Let's keep on going. Where we at? I love this video. I'ma just let this shit run. It speaks for itself.
Turn it over. Ooh, see, yeah. See, sometimes a man who never got hit in the face don't know how to react. You may run, you may cry, you may panic, you may pick up a gun, all because you don't know how to get hit. A man gotta learn how to get hit and adjust. Jab. Solid, very solid. Make sure you turning it over, okay? We're not punching like this, we turning it over, all right? Be ready, wait till I tell you, I'm gonna tell you when. Relax, turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it over. Ooh, see, yeah. Stay ready, all right? Jab. All right, here we go. Breathe, calm down. Jab. Listen. Every man who's ever been in a fight, relax, put your hands down. Listen, come. You said because they hit you? What you said? Because it caught you off guard? Scared you a little bit? Listen, that's what I'm saying. Every man who's ever been in a fight, every last one of them has gotten hit. All right, so you're gonna get hit. I'd rather you get hit now so I can teach you what to expect and we can adjust it, like teach from it, versus we never do this, you never get hit, and the first time you get hit. See, sometimes a man who never got hit in the face don't know how to react. You may run, you may cry, you may panic, you may pick up a gun, all because you don't know how to get hit. A man gotta learn how to get hit and adjust. So if I hit you, it's cool. It may hurt, it may scare you, it may make you mad. Stay calm, and we get back to the work. Everybody got hit. Hit me. I didn't been hit a lot, but I didn't hit people a lot too. So you gotta learn how to hit and get hit at the same time. Just be ready. All right, hands up. Feet right, feet right, feet right. Don't lean forward, sit back, relax, protect, jab, jab. Good, yeah, good. Don't lean forward, relax, jab. Good, cross. Turn that back foot, cross.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
You see how that simple instruction, it clicked in that boy's head? I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. Watch when he takes that, when he sits back on it, he throws that jab and he steps to the side real quick. All because his pops took a half a second. This is how you do it. You gotta learn to hit and get hit. And that boy picked it up naturally. Something triggered in his brain and it flowed through the rest of his damn body.
Gotta hit and get hit at the same time. Just be ready. All right, hands up. Feet right, feet right, feet right. Don't lean forward, sit back, relax, protect, jab, jab. Good,
You see how he stepped back? Just that fucking quick. And he knows his son. The screaming ain't gonna work with this one. He broke that shit down. Now I'm sure that'll come in later on if he stops listening. I'm playing this clip first because this is a little man right here. But he took the time to explain it to him. The young man took the time to listen and he responded just that fucking quick. Let's keep on going. I love that fucking clip. I'm gonna come back to it.
So what? You get out there and you have a good time, but we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna show this. You understand that? You breaking down now. You get tougher right now. You get tougher right now. You check yourself. You fix you, and you get in there and you get tougher. I don't care about the result. I care about you getting in there and performing the best you can.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Not about the result all the time. You got to learn how to take as many L's, lessons, shout out to BT, and losses, either way you want to slice it. But you still have to be able to walk away with something. It's about performing your best. The same thing we've been talking about in the Black Manosphere, Red Pill, Passport Bro, men-centric content space. Being the best version of you. There's always going to be somebody better. But guess what? There's always going to be somebody worse. Maybe you reach back and help that brother. Somebody ahead of you going to reach back and help you. That's when we start forming that chain as black men. The black men they don't want to fucking talk about. The black men that these feminists, misandrous, funky Dineva, LGBT ass men always want to shit on for trying to build something in the community. And then when we try to build it, it's some fuck ass nigga that'll come tear that shit down. And then if we attack or defend what we've built, then we're the one that's wrong. The community will turn its head on us. This is why I preach SYSBM. I joke with Michonne all the time, but I'm dead ass serious about it. Save yourself, black man. When you building yourself up, if you didn't have that father in your life, do the opposite of what that nigga did. That me and my pops were having a great conversation one time. He was like, you know how I became such a good father? And that was so dope as a father now to look back and have that thought in my head, have my father's voice in my head where he knew he was a good father. Because now as a man, I can say, I know I'm a good father, not perfect. I ain't walked on nobody water. But I know I'm a damn good father. But he asked me, you know how I knew how to be a good father? How? I did the opposite of what your granddaddy did. My granddad really wasn't there for my pops. They always had a, kind of frictional relationship, but he didn't grow up with my grandfather. They got closer, on as time went on. Still had their little spats and back and forth. I still see them. My father's almost 80. My granddaddy been dead over 10 years now. And I can see that it still bothers my father to a degree, but he still misses him.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Got that. Got that one. Jerome says he's a barber. He's married. Doing good out here. Indeed. Salute to that brother. LX says the crazy thing is Jeff from Ask a Brother interviewed him, Dondre, not too long ago, and now he does this crap. Jeff was disappointed with him in the comments. Indeed, brother.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Where we at? Emperor says it's fire. Indeed it was, bro. I love that clip. Brother Malika says, this is fatherhood and what I love to see. I wish I had a father like this to teach me how to fight and understand the psychology and logic of self-defense, brother. Again, you get your turn, just sharpen your sword. And even if you don't have, for the brothers out there that don't have kids, impart some of this. I know we say fuck them kids. I know I'm one of the main leaders in not dating single moms, but there's a young man out there that you're going to just give a good word to. He's going to respond almost immediately as that other young man because he's out there looking for something. So don't just turn these young boys away. All of them ain't out there wilding because all of us ain't shit ass niggas. They want to shit on black men, but these sons are supposed to be these young kings, the ones that shooting shit up. Find that young man or allow that young man to find you and give him some good advice. Don't just shun him or pass him off or throw him away. Yep, good boxing. Turn that hand over. Brother Emperor says, but feminists and sissies will say why black men always got to teach sports and fighting. You know what? I need to pin that one. Let me see if I can. Where we at? Bam. Let me see if I can pin it. Give me a second. Can I pin this comment? That's for me, so I can go back to it. Because I need to address that tomorrow. Appreciate that, Emperor. Do Better says, real talk. LX says, if the community doesn't serve us, the then it's what community? Hashtag this is the way. Hashtag Mandalorianism. Indeed, brother. Keep building with each other and keep building up these young men that want it. I'm not telling you to waste your time, because I know I've wasted some of my time too trying to build up young men that didn't want it. Build up boys that didn't want it, or try to build up the boys that did want it, but they mama's in the way. We're gonna stop acting like there aren't restrictions, distractions, hindrances to us being masculine black men and doing what the fuck we're supposed to do. Brother Malika says, men have to reach the boys when they're young. Masculinity needs to be developed and cultivated with the help of other men, not just turned on when you think you need it or what a woman thinks it should be. This boy cooking tonight.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Emperor says, my uncle stepped in where my father was absent. My uncle was a professional boxer, won the tough man competition, and taught me how to fight. Salute to your uncle.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Let's keep on rolling. Now for some of us, I know brothers don't like the term. I'm going to use it any damn way. Now for some of us girl dads.
Did you think you could beat her?
I know I can beat her.
You know you can beat her. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
And you say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
Cut right here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what. What she has said, she said it with so much confidence the first time. But if you keep going on and on,
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
You got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little black kid, and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I'm going to interrupt this interview, and I'm going to tell you why. You're dealing with the image. He knew it wasn't just his daughter. He knew it wasn't just his goddamn daughter sitting up there. When Venus and Serena came on the scene, they represented so many other black little girls, specifically black children, period. And her daddy had to step in and tell that man, that little girl then already spoke with the confidence that any of these other white celebrities would have spoke with, and you would have kept on fucking rolling. You're dealing with the image of a little 14-year-old black girl. He didn't say you dealing with my baby. He didn't say you dealing with Venus. He knew how important the work they had put in to get her sitting across from this man. He knew how important that was for black people, period, especially black children, especially coming up in the fucking 90s. I believe this interview was in 1995. This ain't too long after LA fucking burned. This ain't too long after the Rodney King riots, and we still feeling the fucking effects. This brother had to step in and clarify it's bigger than tennis right now. Some people ain't gonna understand that, whether it's a white man, unfortunately, if it's the women that we've had children with. It's not just the child. We gotta prepare them for the fucking world, yes. Because the world gonna do what it's gonna do. But you don't know what you're instilling in your child they're gonna take forward and give to the world, while the same world is trying to tear them down. They gotta be able to handle that shit, and they gotta be able to pass it on to somebody else. It was bigger than this moment right here. And the reason why it was bigger, because that brother knew the fucking work that they had put in.
This is you at the U.S. Open. This is you. Good serious motion.
Why do you think she answered so fucking confident? Why do you think her sister was so fucking dominant? He had already planted that seed. This is you at the U.S. Open. Girl ain't but 11, 12 years old.
This is you at the U.S. Open. This is you. Good serious motion. Boom! Very good. Keep that perfect service motion you have. Right there. Good. Boom! Switch to the backhand. Lean into it. Good follow through. Take the net. Nice try. Make sure you're controlling that ball on every shot. There you go, very good. Back. Clear away. Be tough, just like you want to win. Just like you at the U.S. Open. Right there.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Everything he was saying, them overlap clips of her as an adult dominator, that shit started years ago when people were saying, oh, he's being too hard on those girls. This is sport. What they gonna do when they get to college? They just little girls. You can't do that. You can't talk to them like that. As fathers, sometimes we have to pivot when it comes to girls. You're still a fucking parent. Whether it's a boy, whether it's a girl. The same, everybody woke. Black women going through this. Oh, the white man always shooting us up. The police, what the police do to black men is what the medical industry does to black women. So you know the world is going to be against you. But you villainize the men that are trying to make sure that you're built for that shit. Not just to survive it, but to thrive in it. And we're constantly thrown to the fucking side. And then when brothers have to fight, we constantly ask the question again, why do we have to fight at all? And everybody gives some bullshit ass answer. It doesn't matter. You need to fight. So we got to fight outside, just like you did in that interview. And we got to fight inside, just like Emperor and myself are going through right now. Let's keep on going. We're not done just yet. Let me see where I left off. LX says, definitely going to show your future nieces and nephews all this good game. Salute, brother.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Brother Malika says, amen. Amen, good brother. Patrick Saint in the building. Salute, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. Emperor says, bro, I cried watching King Richard because I saw what I'm currently doing with my boys in soccer, especially my 10-year-old. He's had a ball at his feet since 2, and I see greatness on Ronaldo levels. Salute to you, good brother. I really don't know soccer, but I met a young brother who sounds like what you're doing with your son, and he had a chance to play professional ball overseas, and he just opted out. But he was that good because of the work that he had put in up until that point. And then, you know, the family was going through some stuff, and he was the oldest boy, so he elected to stay home and take care of the family. So keep working with your son, bro. Brother Malika says, that's a man respecting, speaking, and protecting his daughter and other black children and people. Ignorant white people don't want us and our children to be confident in the best version of ourselves. The same way that I told you, I can't remember again whether it was Randy or Jermaine that spoke about Joe Jackson bringing the other kids in the neighborhood over to help them do chores, essentially, just to keep them out of the street. So you telling me they got the Jackson 5 got 4, 5, 6 hour rehearsals in their damn living room, and on top of that, somebody got to cut the grass, trim the hedges, water the lawn, and paint the fence. You don't have time to go out there and gangbang. So some people may say that he's heavy-handed, but again,
remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
We're gonna get there in a second. We speed right along. Brother Malika says the modern woke theory and ideology keeps you asleep. Indeed, bro. Let's keep on going. Now we got to get into the brother LaVar. These are the behind the scenes things that people shunned, scoffed at, disrespected him about, because this is what he was doing with his boys. In particular, Melo. I'm not a fan of Melo's game. it's a little bit too loose for me. He's talented as fuck. Talented as fuck. If he had half a piece of the focus that his older brother had, that would be a cold motherfucker. I'm a little bit old school basketball, but I see him with the turnovers. He's still kind of loose with the ball, but his dad saw that shit coming. So this is how his father had to speak to him. Again, remember I told you the other brother that was teaching his boy to box, he was a little bit in age. The yelling, the screaming, the cussing, that shit didn't come yet. Plus little man actually responded. But when you get to be in high school, things start to shift a little bit.
I knew you weren't gonna win, because the leader looking like he's sad, walking.
LaVar Ball bullied Melo into becoming an all-star. And they got the laughing emoji up there. Ha ha ha. He bullied him. First thing he said, I knew we was going to lose. He was coaching his AAU team. I knew we were going to lose because the leader, Melo, was basically out there. My son, your teammate, but my son out there fucking around. And he called him out.
Let me sleep. I'll tell you what, Melo, you can sleep the rest of the tournament if you want to, son. You ain't got to play. Here, hold the ball, because you ain't used to it. And until you learn to be like your brother and play both ends, you're going to be sorry as hell. I'll tell you his stats so you can see what the hell this is.
2 for 10. 10 turnovers.
I don't give a you heard it, seen it, read it, or wrote it down yourself. I'm going to say them out loud so your ass can hear them again.
I'm going to read your stats to you. I know what I did. I had 10 turnovers. I don't give a fuck what happened. You're going to hear this shit again. Why? Not just coach talking right now. You're going to hear it from your daddy's voice. You read it. Somebody told you. You saw him on the stat sheet, whatever the fuck. You finna hear this shit again.
Into the third quarter, your ass got 8 turnovers. That's what I'm about to say. You're not getting no good shots for people. You're worried about what you're doing. The first one, you launch a 40-footer. You terrible, son. I thought you was better than that, man. You think you're bigger than what you are, and you're not. You're not a good leader, son. Because you're not focused on the game. You ain't getting nobody to the league playing like that. Your mind got to be super strong, and you losing it right now because you caught up in the hype.
He saw it coming. The older brother had already made the league. Middle brother was on his way until he did that bullshit over in China, whatever that was. Until you learn how to play like your brother on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively, you ain't gonna be shit. Kept it a buck with them. See, this is that age group you gotta talk to like sometime. This is why a lot of these women don't want their boys to really be playing sports when they get to middle high school, because then we gotta start raising our voice. Because as the old folks say, they start smelling themselves. You can't tell them shit. Reads off the stats to him. You got 8 turnovers at the end of the third quarter. Game not even done yet. You're not getting none of your teammates involved. You're a point guard. You're not getting any of your teammates involved. You go out there and launch a 40-footer. You're not a good leader. That's not anger. That's disappointment. Because that man knew he taught his son better. And he told him the one thing that got so many young black men nice as fuck with a ball, good as fuck on a football field. You getting caught up in the hype. Your brother already made the league. Everybody expecting you to go. You think somebody just gonna hand you that shit. Let's keep on going.
I'm gonna tell you this. If you don't want to play basketball, you need to go do something else.
Spot. Oh, hello. We've got a skirmish going down here.
You selfish mother.
You selfish motherfucker. Yeah, dude hit him. Again, I'm old school Knicks. I love me a good scrap. But obviously that wasn't the point in the game. He needed to strike back. Let that motherfucker get tossed. We need you on the fucking floor. You selfish motherfucker.
You get tapped in the head. I told your ass, we cannot respond like that. You of all people. But you let me down. You my brand. You my game. We don't win because your ass Let's go. What you want to do? Son, I told your ass, I said, you getting on my bad last nerve because you're doing the wrong over and over and over. I thought you had my back. You don't care about nobody on the team. You don't care about winning. You care about yourself. And I'm supposed to be calm. I blame this loss right here, not on none of y'all. It's all y'all young and do your thing. I blame it on that raggedy right there.
I blame it on that raggedy motherfucker right there.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
He didn't have to talk to him like that in front of the whole team. That's his son. He could have waited till he got home. He could have had one of his older brothers go talk to him, Kofa. See, that's what's wrong with black men. Y'all want to be in control of everything. The white man is so far ahead of you. You're so angry at home. You don't talk to that white man like that.
No. Take that monkey shit out. You embarrassing us.
He laid down what the fuck he needed to lay down to get that boy to the league. And look at him now. He balling out. I just don't like how loose and, he played the game. I think a little bit more structure. He'll probably be the best point guard in the league. My opinion. The boy's 6'7". Shoot from deep. Court vision like a motherfucker. All that, you a selfish motherfucker on those old clips. Now he dropping dimes like ain't nobody business. Because his father built something. Thus the thumbnail. And so, we build. Every time somebody calls us a villain, every time some sissy ass nigga want to talk about straight black men or the cancer of the black community, one faggot ass nigga already said we was the white men of the black community years ago, and now this same shit going. And every step of the way, we keep on fucking fighting. I can use these celebrity dads all day. Y'all saw the other clips of the regular brothers. Me, you, anybody else in the chat. Working with their boys. I ain't even pull the coaches. Working with somebody else's son. But this is the community we're supposed to save. While some fuck ass nigga burn the shit down. I always give the analogy. I'm going to continue to give the analogy. The black community is a house on fire. In the front of the house, you got a long list of brothers passing a bucket of water, trying to put out the damn flame. In the back of the house, you got a handful of niggas passing a bucket of gasoline, throwing that bitch on the fire to keep it fucking going. It's a crowd back there clapping for the niggas with a bucket of gasoline because they just see a fucking bucket. They asking the brothers in the front, what's taking us so long?
Take that monkey shit out. You embarrassing us.
Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Shit, where we at? Got that from Malika. Sister Messa in the building. What's going on, sis?
You go, girl.
She said, I like raised men voices. Salute. What's going on, sis? I appreciate you being in here. You was over there cooking too. I had to slide out and come do my thing over here. I appreciate you stopping in. LX says, there's nothing more satisfying and disappointing when a coach got to get in your ass about a fuck up. Indeed. You learning, my coach told me one thing. When I stop yelling the day I stop yelling at you, that's when I quit on you. The day I stopped yelling at you, that's the day I quit on you. That motherfucker stayed in my ass. Let's keep on going. Brother Malika says, Kofa, talent is nothing without structure, discipline, maturity, and focus.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
LX says, but look at him now. He's the face of the team, his franchise. Indeed. Big boy in the building. What's going on, brother? LX says, my pop said if I had a better opportunity with a good baseball program in high school, I had the potential to go D1 if I wanted to. Sometimes we miss those steps in the things that we think we're starting out, but I guarantee you every fucking lesson you done learned from your pops, every lesson you did learn from baseball, you're applying it to life right now. Let's keep on going. We almost done with the videos. Yeah. This is gonna be the last video. I told y'all not to leave because we're gonna do some reading.
Read? Yeah, motherfucker. I ain't no criminal. I can't read, bitch.
We're gonna do some reading in a second, so this is gonna be the last video. But I really want y'all to hear this excerpt from Michael Jackson's Oxford speech where he gives it up to his father. Let's go.
So when dads are in this state of constant anxiety, it's because this belief of what will happen if we fail isn't a fairy tale. It's statistically proven. If we fail, everyone fails.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Just had to pause for the calls.
We have to succeed. And that's what a lot of, I think, young males aren't teaching their kids. Is like, no. If you're going to grow up and be a father and be a dad, there is no such thing as halfway. If you fail, we all fail. You must succeed. It's not it's like what's the old burn the boats?
Yeah.
Where they pulled up and they burn the boats. And they burn the boats. And they say, look, there is no option number 2. Yeah. I think every dad, that jump from going to being a male to a man is accepting you can't fail.
One more time.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
You can't fail. No matter how many times they call us a failure, and this is where the positive fuck it comes in for this channel, you have to know you're winning. You know you're winning because you keep taking step by step by step. You got punched in the mouth like that father was talking about earlier. You got to learn to react and respond the proper way when you get hit. You might fold up, you might get shocked, but you got to know how to stand still and keep fucking fighting. You can't take that loss. I forgot that story of the burn the boats, but essentially it was some people that were going to take over an island. They had been at war with these other people for so long. They pulled up on the boats and was like, how can we guarantee victory? We've lost so many times. We got to burn the boats. We can't even leave ourselves an exit. We either going to take this shit this time or we going to die trying. Burn the boats. Burn the boats with your children. Exhaust every possibility and then go find some more. And sometimes it may be letting go and watching them fucking fail. It's only so much yelling. It's only so much cussing. It's only so much easy talk, explanation, discipline that you can do. Sometimes the best teacher is going to be their personal experience. And as a father, that's what I just had to learn. It's a slippery slope. It's tricky. You're going to have to let that child bump their head. They're going to find out the fucking hard way. Get some of y'all comments real quick. Zeke in the building. Salute to you, good brother. I appreciate it. Sister Felicia, she says, good evening, cousin. Salute, sis.
You go, girl!
Reaper in the building. Salute to you, good brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being in here. Now we're going to get into, hold on. Again, Michael Jackson's Oxford letter. I'm going to go through and read it all as much as, well, I'm not read it all because it's long as fuck. I'm going to read the excerpt. It's going to be kind of long. Give me 1 second. Let me adjust some shit. Bam, there we go. Damn, lost that too. All right, here we go. Share this real quick. Let me get this out the way. Let me know, drop a 1 in the chat for me if y'all can see that, please. I want to make sure that y'all can see what's on the screen. If I need to make it larger, let me know. Somebody, anybody, drop a 1. 1, okay, appreciate that, Zeke. Y'all can see it. All right, so again, we're gonna do some reading. Yes, I ain't no criminal. I can't read, bitch. All right, so this is Michael Jackson give a commencement speech at Oxford. I believe he was giving it to a graduating class. So he says, again, it's long as hell, but I'm gonna just take out a certain portion. You probably weren't surprised to hear that I did not have an idyllic childhood. The strain and tension that exists in my relationship with my own father is well documented. My father is a tough man. Some of this shit y'all have never heard before outside of this fucking speech. My father is a tough man, and he pushed my brothers and me hard from the earliest age to be the best performers we could be. He had great difficulty showing affection. He never really told me he loved me, and he never really complimented me either. If I did a great show, he would tell me it was a good show. If I did an okay show, he told me it was a lousy show. He seemed intent above all else on making us a commercial success, and at that, he was more than adept. My father was a managerial genius, and my brothers and I owe our professional success in no small measure to the forceful way that he pushed us. He trained me as a showman, and under his guidance, I couldn't miss a step.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Let's keep on going. What I really wanted was a dad. I wanted a father who showed me love, and my father never did that. He never said, I love you while looking me straight in the eye. Doesn't mean he never said it. He just never said to look him straight in the eye. These are Mike's words. He never played a game with me either. He never gave me a piggyback ride. He never threw a pillow at me or a water balloon. But I remember once when I was about 4 years old, there was a little carnival and he picked me up and put me on a pony. It was a tiny gesture, probably something he forgot 5 minutes later. But because of that moment, I have this special place in my heart for him, because that's how kids are. The little things mean so much to them and for me that one moment meant everything. I only experienced it that one time, but it made me feel really good about him and the world. But now I'm a father myself, and one day I was thinking about my own children, Prince and Paris, and how I wanted them to think of me when they grow up. To be sure, I would like them to remember how I always wanted them with me wherever I went, how I always tried to put them before everything else. But there are also challenges in their lives. Because my kids are stalked by paparazzi, they can't always go to the park or a movie with me. So what if they grow older and resent me? And how my choices impacted their youth? Why weren't we given an average childhood like all the other kids, they might ask. And at that moment, I pray that my children will give me the benefit of the doubt, that they will say to themselves, our daddy did the best he could, given the unique circumstances that he faced. He may not have been perfect, but he was warm and a decent man. He tried to give us all the love in the world. I hope that they will always focus on positive things, on the sacrifices I willingly made for them, and not criticize the things that I had to give up or the errors I made and will certainly continue to make in raising them. Mike wasn't perfect either. For we all have been someone's child, and we know that despite the very best of plans and efforts, mistakes will always occur. That's just being human. And when I think about this and how I hope that my children will not judge me unkindly and will forgive my shortcomings, I'm forced to think about my own father. And despite my earlier denials, I am forced to admit that he must have loved me. He did love me, and I know that.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Not done. We still going. There were little things that showed it. When I was a kid, remember I told y'all those little things. When I was a kid, I had a real sweet tooth. We all did. My favorite food was glazed donuts, and my father knew that. So every few weeks, I would come downstairs in the morning, and there on the kitchen counter was a bag of glazed donuts. No note, no explanation, just the donuts. It was like Santa Claus. Sometimes I would think about staying up late at night so I could see him leave them there. But just like with Santa Claus, I didn't want to ruin the magic for the fear that he would never do it again. My father had to leave them secretly at night so as no one might catch him with his guard down. He was scared of human emotion. He didn't understand it or know how to deal with it, but he did know donuts. Shout out to Joe. And when I allow the floodgates to open up, there are other memories that come rushing back. Memories of other tiny gestures, however imperfect, that showed that he did what he could. So tonight, rather than focusing on what my father didn't do, I want to focus on all the things he did do and on his own personal challenges. I won't stop judging him. I want to stop judging him. My bad. I have started reflecting on the fact that my father grew up in the South in a very poor family. He came of age during the Depression, and his own father, who struggled to feed his children, showed little affection toward his family and raised my father as his siblings with an iron fist. We know that we passed it down, so. Excuse me. Who could have imagined that it was like what it was like to grow up a poor black man in the South, robbed of dignity, bereft of hope, struggled to become a man in a world that saw my father as subordinate. I was the first black artist to be played on MTV, and I remember how big a deal it was even then, and that was in the 80s. My father, scrolled up too far. My father moved to Indiana and had a large family of his own, working long hours in the steel mills. Remember, he said he worked 10-hour days. He worked 2 jobs for 10 years, 2 jobs for 10 years. Working long hours in the steel mills, work that kills the lungs and humbles the spirit, all to support his family. Is it any wonder that he found it difficult to expose his feelings? Is it any mystery that he hardened his heart, that he raised the emotional ramparts? And most of all, is it any wonder why he pushed his sons so hard to succeed as performers, so that they could be saved from the world, so that they could be saved from what he knew to be a life of indignity and poverty. I have begun to see that even my father's harshness was a kind of love, an imperfect love, to be sure, but love nonetheless. He pushed me because he loved me, because he wanted no man ever to look down at his offspring. And now with time, rather than bitterness, I feel blessing, and in a place of anger, I have found absolution. And in the place of revenge, I have found reconciliation. And my initial fury has slowly given way to forgiveness. Almost a decade ago, no, I'm gonna stop it right there. Because he went on talking about forgiveness and all that. Let me bring it back on me. I think. Wait a minute. Hold on. Bam. Bam. Bring it back on me. Shout out to Mike for doing that.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Those little things, gentlemen. We saw some fathers talking. We saw some fathers being harsh. We've heard the story of Joe Jackson from so many other people. But in that moment, writing that speech, greatest entertainer of all time, had to find reconciliation within himself and forgiveness within himself to give his father. And as I just read, you just heard it yourself. Even when the floodgates open, I'm forced to remember other little gestures he's done. He talking about a black man raised in the South. Y'all know what it was in the 20s. We still talking about voting to this day in 2026. So raised in the middle of the Great Depression in the South with an iron-fisted father of his own. Working 2 jobs for 10 years to make sure we know the Jackson 5. What about the other girls? Rebe, LaToya, Janet. I think there was another one I forgot. So you talking 5, 6 boys? 4 or 5 girls? Didn't have time to be emotional all the time. Didn't have time to sit with each and every one of them. And that's something I caution brothers about going out here and just making babies. You know, everybody clapping for Nick Cannon. They'll use him as a scapegoat when they want to talk about black men being loose with their seed. But the same women that talk that shit will fuck that nigga in a heartbeat because he's a millionaire. But he got 10 children. He can't spend time with all of them. I don't give a fuck how well off financially he is. Your children need that attention. Unfortunately, especially at that time, Joe couldn't afford that. Literally could not afford that. So the little gestures, the donuts. And you see what he said. He knew I liked glazed donuts. He didn't leave him for Jackie. He didn't leave him for Jermaine. He didn't leave him for Randy. He didn't leave him for Tito. He didn't leave him for Marlon. He left him for Michael. Possibly he was the hardest on Michael because he was the lead singer. He knew how special that boy was. He loved all them boys. He wanted them to stay together, but he knew how special Mike was. Let me get to y'all comments. Where we at? Appreciate that. Appreciate the ones. Damn, where did I leave off? Got Felicia. Zeke in the building. He says, burn the boats or ships is a metaphor for total commitment, meaning to destroy all possibilities of retreat and turning back, ensuring that success is the only option.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Pinball in the building. Salute, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. Zeke says, is rooted in historical military tactics, often attributed to Cortez in 1519 or Zhang Yu. It signifies eliminating safety nets, taking risks, and forcing yourself to focus entirely on a goal. Appreciate that history lesson, Zeke. I appreciate that, good brother. Glad you guys could see that. I don't know if you was able to keep up, but I wanted to make sure I read it out loud. Sister Felicia says that like, comment, subscribe to the channel, family. If you're a part of a replay gang, hype this video. Indeed, I appreciate that, sis.
You go, girl!
You look, I ain't no criminal. I can't read, but I told you, look, sometimes we're gonna read on this channel.
Read? Yeah, motherfucker. I ain't no criminal. I can't read, bitch.
Back on me. I appreciate that, Zeke. Full drinking in the building with the 10 bomb. He says, back in these YouTube streets, my G. Peace, power, and prosperity. Salute to you, good brother. Let me see what I'm going to hit you with. You know what? You get the fundraiser.
People call me the fundraiser. They call me that because that's what I do. I raise funds. I get my money up.
Back on me. I appreciate that, Trent. Sister Felicia says, welcome back and thank you for the support. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Let me see. D. Scott says, yo, indeed. I appreciate you being in here, good brother. Big Boy says, our favorite tether is here. Salute the trend, man. Y'all gonna get out my boy. LX says, my grandfather worked in a steel mill in Chicago. It ain't no joke.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Brother Mike has bad knees in the building. What's going on, good brother?
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Mike says, I've always thought that Joe Jackson being portrayed a villain was overstated. Me too.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Big Boy says, some of the greatest men society has created, their father was their hero. Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, all the ball boys, and even me, my father is a real one. Indeed. Brother Malika says, facts. Salute to all those men you named, Big Boy. That's going to sum it up for the night. Again, I asked the question at the top of the live tonight. Are the solid black fathers often villainized for being solid black fathers? We all know we are. Again, I'm gonna kind of stress this out. Pause. We're gonna revisit this tomorrow in tomorrow's live. So 12 p.m. Eastern. I will be back on the live tomorrow during the day. Got to address this Funky Dineva situation. And Dondre Hall, salute to LX. Yes, brother, I saw that interview with Ask a Brother podcast when he was on there. He kind of pivoted, so I'm not really surprised. Him agreeing with Funky Dineva, he kind of pivoted on the Kevin Samuels talking points. So I'm not surprised at all. But I have to address it. Tagged him in a comment that I left under his video. I don't think I got a response yet. If I do tomorrow, then we'll address it tomorrow. But again, I appreciate everybody being in here. Once again, I've been your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa, easy to say, easy to spell. Once again, this has been Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Thank you for all the super chats, super stickers. Let me make sure I check my Cash App so people don't yell at me. No Cash App. All right, we good. Do make sure you go ahead and visit growthtalkent.com, growthtalkent.com. You see the name up there, just add a .com to it. It'll take you right to the website for the merch. I'm going to start building that back up now that I'm back on here. And we shouldn't be struggle streaming no more. BT knows it. He was the first one to know. Usually, as always, that's my homeboy in real life, but the boy got a new computer.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Got a new computer. We should be up and running. Shouldn't really have too many struggle stream and glitches going forward. So again, that's why we were able to do that. So look forward to that. Now that I got some new equipment, can run things a little bit better. I'm going to start doing some interviews. If you guys got ideas on who you would like me to interview, or if you would like to get up here and let me interview you, hit up the email, growthtalk.podcast. That's at Gmail, growthtalk.podcast at Gmail. So hit me up with your ideas or anything, critiques. I'm open to criticism as well. So just hit me up, let me know your ideas. We're getting ready to slide out. I will see y'all again at 12 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Felicia, for the reminder. If you're watching on the replay gang, hype the video, hit the like button, share it, have these discussions outside of the interwebs. I'm going to leave you like I always do. I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. See y'all in a couple of hours. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 12. Go Knicks.